longevity purposes, the people who I admire the most did things typically over a multi-decade time frame. People who, in their time and place, they surveyed the landscape of things that they could do, and they identified the thing that could barely be seen, and say, I'm going to try to do that thing.
How long would you want to live? It is a question that some of us think a lot about, but some of us think about it a lot more than others. One man is using his life as a science experiment to see just how long he can live. He calls himself the world's most measured human. And if you ask him how old he is, well, here's how he explains it.
So we can say my left ear is 64.
Okay.
So I have hearing damage as a child. My diaphragm strength is age 18. My lung capacity is age 18.
What's the end goal?
To demonstrate that we can dramatically slow the rate of aging and reverse the aging that has happened. If we didn't have decay and decline as a assumption that happened, it would change everything about being human.
Soldier, do you think I should give Blueprint a go? That a yes? I'll take that as a yes.
I've made the decision I'm going to commit to the 30 days of Blueprint protocol. It's definitely going to be some nuggets and stuff that I'm going to be able to integrate into my daily routine. I currently live a very healthy lifestyle as it is. I've been plant-based for 6 years now, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a shock to the system, but I think eating the same thing every day for 30 days is going to be tough for anyone. So it's not only a challenge of sticking to the regime, but also the mental challenge.
Okay, so I'm one day out from starting the Blueprint protocol. An important step in the process is actually going and getting blood taken as a way of benchmarking how I go 30 days later. So I'm just on my way now to get some bloods taken. Mainly just your basic things like full blood count. Got some more vegan specific things like B12. Yeah, just a whole host of things. It's something I do regularly, every probably 6 months. I think it's important. I think most people should do it. You know, just seeing where you are currently with your health, if you're deficient in something or if you're having too much of something. If you're not doing it, you're kind of essentially just flying blind if you really think about it. So yeah, I think it's something everyone should do. But yeah, excited to just see where I currently am. I haven't been eating great at the moment, so I'm not expecting my levels to be perfect, but hopefully after 30 days of the Blueprint, everything will be pointing in the right direction. So wish me luck. I'm not the best with needles these days, so hopefully I don't faint. That would be a bad start to the protocol. Okay, so unfortunately I could only get half of the tests done because apparently I do need to fast 12 hours for one of them. So I've had some of the tests done, so I'm halfway there, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to go back again tomorrow. Which will mean that I won't be able to train that first day of the protocol, but it is what it is, so yeah.
Okay, so running a little bit short on time this morning, so I'm going to have to give you a quick recap whilst I'm using the Pulsetto, which is a HRV device. It's meant to stimulate the vagus nerve, so it just kind of feels like you're getting electrocuted, but I'm giving it a go. So yeah, so week one, where do I start? It has been challenging to say the least. I've tried to stick to the protocol as much as possible within the realms of my own capabilities. Obviously, I don't have a disposable income like Bryan. I don't have a team of scientists, I think 30 scientists. So yeah, it's a case of doing it as close as possible that I can achieve, and that's what I've been trying to stick to this week. The 16 to 18 hour kind of fast window has also been a bit of a challenge. You're obviously meant to be trying to finish your dinner by midday, so you're cramming 3 meals in the morning. So yeah, trying to get up at 5 or 6 in the morning, work out, and then have 3 meals is something that I don't think is achievable for most people with jobs. Yeah, so apart from that, I've moved myself down into the studio so that I'm able to have emphasis on my sleep, which means I've had to say goodbye to my loves, my partner Jessa and my big dog Soldier, which I don't think they're too happy about, but I'm committed to the cause. So 30 days isolation down in the studio. Yeah, I think my sleep has definitely been less disrupted. Most nights we'll have some sort of disturbance from Soldier. He'll either get up and start walking around the house or scratching on the walls in his sleep, so we often get woken up most nights, and I think that definitely has an impact on our energy levels and moods the next day. So I've definitely been enjoying the fact that I can actually sleep through. I've been trying to drink less water later at night so that I'm not having to get up to go to the bathroom, and I've also been following some sort of protocol in terms of like sleep hygiene. So before going to bed, I'll be using the Pulsetto to work on my central nervous system to try and calm it down and wind it down for sleep. I've obviously had the fasting, so my body's fully digested the food for hours, so it's there's definitely no digestion kind of going on at that stage. And then I'll do a little bit of light reading and also a meditation, a guided sleep meditation, and yeah, and then I'll go off into deep sleep. That's a big part of the Blueprint protocol. Bryan emphasizes that sleep is his number one priority, so I'm trying to really make sure that I'm getting that completely dialed in. In terms of week one, it has been a struggle. I've definitely ramped up my cardio. I've started going to a new gym, and I'm working a lot harder. It's a lot more cardio based. I'm dropping weight fairly quickly. Yeah, so I think the output is not measuring up with the input in terms of calories. So I don't want to drop a heap of weight. So I'm gonna have to probably try and figure a way to slightly modify the plan just so that I don't end up losing a heap of weight. I'm heading off now actually to get my blood test results, so hopefully that'll give me a bit more of an insight into what I need to be supplementing, and yeah, this is something that I'm not a big fan of. Normally I'm a whole foods first approach kind of person, so eat for my nutrition rather than supplementing. So this will be interesting, but hopefully most of my levels will be pretty good. But yeah, there's a few little snippets of what I'm going through, what I'm kind of experiencing, and where my head's at. But yeah, I think it has been tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and yeah, I think for most this will be a struggle.
So week 2, this is where the wheels definitely fell off the cart. It was the tipping point around day 14, day 15. I decided to call it quits. I'm now about a month on, just reflecting on the whole experience. So I'd say the monotony of eating the same meals each day was the thing that broke me in the end. The motivation to cook just disappeared by week 2. I wasn't looking forward to the meals, essentially, and to couple that with the fact that you're feeling hungry in the fasting period and knowing that you're going to go to sleep hungry, you're going to wake up, you're going to eat the same meal you ate yesterday, that really started to grind me down. I also believe that ensuring that you're getting the essential minerals and vitamins throughout your diet is absolutely paramount to living a healthy life. And in this instance, I didn't feel like I was getting that completely. I know that Bryan has his team that are constantly monitoring his levels and blood work and creating a supplement strategy that he can follow and providing him with everything he needs. And I didn't have that at my disposal. So my concern was that eating this same meal each day, eventually I could have started getting deficient in certain areas. I did buffer that by making sure that I was getting blood tests and monitoring my levels and supplementing where I needed to. So although I wanted to make it to the month, I still think there were definitely some positive that were taken from completing the 2 weeks, and that showed in my results. The blood tests came back from after 2 weeks on the protocol. As I said prior, I started out with pretty good blood tests. They were all pretty much in the healthy range. I think there was only the one thing, which was my iron, that was slightly low, but still in the healthy range, which I was supplementing for. So starting from that place, it made it hard to see really crazy improvements. But in saying that, I still saw some pretty positive signs. I had a healthy increase of my hemoglobin. I had my red blood cell count increase just in the 2 weeks. My white blood cell count dropped 63%, which is also good. My ferritin, so essentially my iron levels, came back up into the healthy range after the 2 weeks, and also supplementing with iron, liquid iron. My cholesterol dropped, my triglycerides dropped, I think almost 150%. My B12 is now at the higher end of the safe range, so that's pretty good to see from a vegan perspective. And my TSH more than half, so that's my kind of like my thyroid. So it was on the higher end of the healthy range, but now it's kind of in between medium and low end of the range, so that's a good sign as well. So I without a doubt believe this blueprint protocol would not only improve your overall health, but increase your average life expectancy, or just having any kind of overall health struggles. I would jump into this head first. I would kick until I come out the other side. Do it properly, do it according to what Bryan lays out. All the information is there on his website. Now that it's all wrapped up, I'll actually touch base on why I was really called to do this in the first place. I had only in the last couple of months prior realised that my central nervous system was definitely taxed and in hyperdrive. Constantly feeling fatigue. I was feeling a bit brain foggy, lethargic, body aches. I'd be sleeping really well. The second my head hits the pillow, I'd be out, but I'd be waking feeling not rested at all. I felt like I could just go back to sleep. So I started looking into my heart rate variability, and that just confirmed exactly what I was thinking. It was really low, which is not a good thing. I think it was kind of on average for someone who was maybe in their 80s. So that really rung alarm bells in my head and created this call to action. So it just was serendipitous that I came across videos at the same time, and I thought, you know what,
this sounds really healthy, and there's elements of this protocol that does zero in on your nervous system and having a bit of a protocol around your sleep. Another reason behind me giving it a crack was that for the last few years I've been experiencing some abdomen pain in my right side. It's not my appendix, or I don't think it is. I've had numerous specialists look at it, and some doctors wanted to just take out the appendix, but they didn't have any justified reasoning behind doing it. It wasn't compelling enough for me to go, yep, take an organ out of my body. So it's something I've been experiencing. It comes and goes, and it is of concern. So I thought, if it's something that's like a food insensitivity or something like that that's triggering it, then this diet could be perfect, because it is very bland. It's very simple meals, and it's obviously the same meals over and over. So, and lastly, the concept of extending my lifespan really stuck out to me. It's something that a lot of us probably think about. We don't really discuss it, but I love life. I want to be here for as long as I can, and leave a mark on the world, a positive mark, and ensuring that disease and aging that didn't need to happen doesn't happen. So this protocol, it really does focus on trying to slow the rate of aging and unnecessary aging. I just want to live perfectly in alignment with what is best for my body, and eating is an absolute fundamental for that, but also the way you're living is just as critical. So for me, it's about managing my stress and living as wholesomely as possible, which is something I absolutely I'm working on every day. Okay, so I'm going to give you my 3 big takeaways from doing the Blueprint protocol. Number 1, sleep is so important. I cannot stress this enough. This is the biggest light bulb I had during the protocol in terms of my overall health, well-being and energy levels. Probably one of the most empowering things you can do for your health. It's an area where a lot of us don't think too much about. I know a lot of us look at screens, we're on our phones just before going to bed, we've got blue lights on. So I think just tweaking little things in your lifestyle can make a big difference in the quality of the sleep you're having. The other thing was also going to sleep at the exact same time each night definitely has positive impacts on your sleep. So I was definitely getting the highest sleep readings I've had since I've been using this Garmin watch. Number 2, food diversity is a way of life. What I found is that following this protocol and eating the same things every day, it really did kind of suck the fun out of life. A lot of us center our social lives around food, and I find that restricting yourself this much, obviously it does have an effect on the fun of life, not being able to go out and have a coffee or catch up with friends over lunch. I think if there was a way that Bryan could incorporate some sort of seasonal diversity in the meals, and a bit of variety, like so you can kind of swap things in and out, I think that would make a big impact in making it more approachable for most people. The other thing on the seasonal side of things, eating broccoli and cauliflower, sometimes it's not the season to be eating, cauliflower. In this instance, it wasn't cauliflower season, so I'm not a big fan of, either getting frozen cauliflower or having it shipped from the other side of the planet. So I think that's another big thing. I would rather have a Blueprint protocol that's based on the 4 seasons. I think that would be really cool, and it would change things up each quarter of the year. And number 3, the power of fasting. I know most of you by now would have heard all the benefits of intermittent fasting and doing water fasts and water cleanses, and there's a whole plethora of different options out there. But I think with the protocol, it's pretty straightforward. You stop eating at midday, and then you're pretty much opening yourself up for a window of 14 to 16 hours of fasting before your next meal the next day. So this definitely has a really important role in terms of your sleep. I think having all your food digested by the time you go into bed, you definitely sleep more soundly. It showed on my sleep monitoring that I was having deeper sleep, getting far more REM and much more deep sleep. And yeah, I think just one other main takeaway is that I think the current blueprint protocol is something that I don't think many people would be able to keep up with. It's just too regimented, it's too restrictive, and it would be just such a large gap between where the person currently is and where they need to be following the protocol. It's it's a big leap. So I think in the future things will probably get easier and people will become more informed, and obviously the blueprint will evolve. So by all means give it a go and see how you go, but my takeaway is that it's in its current state it's very difficult to follow strictly, but I'll put some access to my results in terms of the data down below, and you can kind of scope it out if you want to really nerd out. Have a look at that, hit me up with some questions if you have any, and yeah, if you're willing to give it a go, actually have a go at the blueprint, also feel free to hit me up on Instagram or here on YouTube. Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it to the end, guys. It was a challenge and I wasn't expecting it to be that tough. I think skating around Iceland was probably easier for me, so it's testament to how difficult this is, and also testament to how headstrong and how driven Bryan is towards this protocol. I think he's almost 4 years in now of committing to it non-stop, so hats off to him. And yeah, the more I've watched and listened to podcasts of Bryan's, the more I realise he's on the right track here. He's obviously a very altruistic, optimistic kind of guy. He's forward thinking, he's future thinking, and he, in my opinion, seems to have a really good heart and his intentions are pure. He just really wants people to become healthier and to empower themselves. So hats off to him, and this is the main reason why I actually did give it a go, because I thought, there is something to this. This is obviously version 1, and I think, let's say probably version 3 might be perfect and something that I'd be willing to continue longer term or sporadically. But I'm excited for this space to evolve. And yeah, like I said, hats off to Bryan. I think he's doing an amazing job. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys showing interest in this stuff. Obviously this is a little bit different to what my normal YouTube is. Obviously my goal is to be out doing crazy, weird challenges out remote corners of the globe, and I am interested in my health and doing things to hack my health, so I will definitely be sprinkling some of this stuff in between videos. So I appreciate you watching, and yeah, if you like this stuff, please feel free to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. But until next time, peace.